October 17th, 2:13 a.m. Most 911 operators spend their nights listening to emergencies, car accidents, house fires, medical calls. But every once in a while, a call comes in that changes everything. A call that stays with you long after the line goes dead.
Tonight, you're about to hear one of those stories. Most of the city was asleep, but for Emma Carter, her shift had just become a nightmare.
911. What's your emergency?
Silence. Nothing. Not even breathing.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Still. Nothing. Then a faint whisper, so quiet, she almost thought she imagined it.
Please. I'm here. Tell me what's happening.
He's inside my house.
Emma's heartbeat stopped. She immediately opened the emergency location tracker, but something was wrong. The system couldn't identify the address. No name. No GPS. Nothing. It was as if the call wasn't supposed to exist.
Ma'am, stay calm. Can you tell me your address?
The woman didn't answer. Instead, Emma heard something else. A slow, heavy footstep. Another. Closer this time.
Oh no!
Then, the line went completely silent. No breathing. No footsteps. No voice. Just silence. Emma had handled thousands of emergency calls, but she had never heard fear like that. She had no address, no caller ID, no way to send police. Only 4 words echoed inside her mind. He's inside my house. And she had no idea that this call had only just begun. The room was silent. Emma kept staring at the disconnected call on her screen. She had already reported the incident to her supervisor. Without a location, there was nothing they could do. The call was officially marked as untraceable. But something didn't feel right. The woman's voice, it didn't sound like someone asking for help. It sounded like someone who already knew she wasn't going to survive. Emma tried to push the thought away. She reached for her coffee. Then, the same emergency line lit up again. Unknown number.
911. This is Emma. Are you there?
No answer. Only a strange scratching sound. Like sharp fingernails dragging across old wooden walls, Emma felt a chill run down her spine.
Ma'am, if you can hear me, make any sound. For several seconds, nothing. Then, a tiny voice. Not the woman. A little boy. Barely whispering.
Mom said, "Don't let him find me."
There are children in the house? He's smiling now.
Suddenly, a loud crash echoed through the phone. Glass shattered. The child screamed. Then, a man's footsteps. Slow, calm, deliberate. Each step sounded closer to the phone.
Listen to me. Take the child and hide. Police are coming.
But she knew it was a lie. She still had no address, no location, no way to send anyone.
Then the footsteps stopped. Complete silence. A deep male voice, barely above a whisper, spoke directly into the phone.
You shouldn't have answered.
Emma's blood turned cold. Before she could speak, the call ended.
The dispatch center became silent once again. Emma looked at the timer. The second call had lasted exactly 91 seconds. And then something impossible happened. The emergency system displayed a message no one had ever seen before. Call origin, not found. Not unknown, not unavailable. Simply, not found. Emma realized this wasn't just a missing persons case anymore. Something far darker had just entered her life. Emma didn't sleep that morning. Every time she closed her eyes, she heard the little boy's voice. Mom said, "Don't let him find me." And then, that man's whisper, "You shouldn't have answered." She had spent 10 years answering emergency calls. But this one was different. She couldn't explain why. She just knew someone was still waiting for help. The next afternoon, Emma broke protocol. Using an internal database, she searched every report that matched the details she remembered. Female caller, young child, late night emergency. No address. Nothing. Hours passed. Thousands of files. Nothing. Until one report caught her attention. A missing family case. October 17th, exactly 20 years earlier. A mother, a 7-year-old son, no bodies, no suspects, only one address, 47 Blackwood Lane. The house had been abandoned ever since. Emma stared at the screen. Her heart skipped a beat. The date was exactly the same, only 20 years apart. By sunset, she was standing outside the old house. Rain clouds covered the sky. The wooden fence had collapsed years ago. The windows were broken. Paint peeled from every wall. Nature had almost swallowed the place whole. Yet, one thing looked strangely untouched. The front door. It looked new. Emma frowned.
That's impossible.
She stepped onto the porch. The wood groaned beneath her feet. No lights, no sound, just silence. She pushed the door open. It wasn't locked. A cold wind rushed past her. Inside, everything was covered in dust. Old family photos still hung on the walls. Broken furniture, children's toys, a rocking chair, moving slowly by itself. Back and forth, back and forth. Emma stopped breathing. There wasn't any wind inside. So, who moved the chair? She turned on her flashlight. The beam landed on the living room wall. Someone had written a message in faded red letters. He never left. Emma's throat went dry. Suddenly, her phone vibrated. No signal, no internet. Yet, a new voicemail had appeared from an unknown number. Length 9 seconds. Her hands trembled as she pressed play. Static. Silence. Then, the same terrified woman whispered,
If you're hearing this, you're already inside.
Emma looked up. The front door, slowly, closed by itself. Bang! She ran toward it. Locked. From the inside. Then, from somewhere deep beneath the floor, she heard it. A child crying. Very softly. Mom. Please. He's coming. Emma slowly turned her flashlight toward the hallway. At the end of it, a narrow wooden door was standing slightly open, leading down into the basement. Emma stood frozen. The basement door was already open. She was certain it had been closed just seconds ago. From below, a cold breeze drifted upward. It carried the smell of wet wood, rust, and something else. Something rotten. Her flashlight trembled in her hand. Every instinct told her to leave. But another voice inside whispered, Someone is still waiting. Slowly, she took her first step down. The stairs groaned beneath her weight. Halfway down, her flashlight flickered. Once, twice, then steadied again. When she reached the bottom, the beam revealed a room, untouched by time. Dust covered everything. Old shelves, broken furniture, stacks of cardboard boxes. And against the far wall, a wooden table. On it sat dozens of cassette tapes. Every tape had a date. Every date was October 17th, but the years were different. As if someone had been recording something for decades.
Emma slowly walked closer. One tape stood apart from the others. Its label was written in thick black marker. 911 call. Do not play. She swallowed hard. Every logical part of her mind screamed, leave. Instead, she found an old cassette player beneath the table. Its batteries should have been dead years ago. Yet, when she pressed the power button, a small green light appeared. The machine was waiting.
Emma inserted the tape. Her finger hovered over the play button. Then she pressed it. Click. Static filled the room. A few seconds passed. Then a familiar voice spoke. 911, what's your emergency? Emma's face turned pale. It was her own voice. Not similar, not close, exactly her voice. She stumbled backward. That's impossible! The recording continued. A frightened woman whispered, "He's inside my house." Every word matched the call Emma had answered less than 24 hours ago. But the label on the tape read,
recorded October 17, 2006. 20 years ago. Emma hadn't even worked for emergency services back then. She was still a teenager. Her breathing became shallow. No, this can't be real. Then the recording changed. A voice she had never heard before interrupted the call. A deep, calm male voice. If you found this tape, you're already part of the story. The cassette player suddenly stopped. Silence. Then, a loud metallic sound echoed behind her. Clang! Emma spun around. The basement door had slammed shut. Her flashlight died. Darkness swallowed the room. In the blackness, someone whispered very close to her ear. I knew you'd come. Emma gasped, but when she turned, there was no one there, only darkness and the sound of slow, steady footsteps walking toward her.
Emma couldn't see anything. Not the walls, not the stairs, not even her own hands. The darkness felt alive. Then another footstep, closer. Another. Each step echoed through the basement. Slow, patient, as if whoever was approaching already knew she had nowhere to run. Emma reached into her pocket. Her phone. No signal. But the flashlight still worked. She switched it on. A thin beam of light cut through the darkness. The basement was empty. The footsteps had stopped. Emma slowly turned. Nothing. She exhaled. Maybe. She imagined it. Then, the flashlight landed on the wall. Someone was standing there, not moving. A tall man, dressed in an old black coat. His face hidden in the shadows. Emma screamed. The light flickered. For just a second, the figure disappeared. Then, a voice echoed through the room. Soft, calm, almost gentle. You've been listening to my calls. Emma froze.
Who are you?
Silence. Then, the man answered. Names don't matter anymore. People only remember the voice. The temperature dropped. Emma could see her own breath. The man slowly stepped forward. For the first time, the flashlight revealed part of his face, pale skin, deep scars, and eyes, completely black. Not blind, just black. Emma stepped backward. What do you want? The man smiled. A slow, unnatural smile. Every year, someone answers the call. Every year, someone comes here. And every year, no one leaves. Emma's heartbeat pounded in her ears. No, you're lying. The man tilted his head. Look behind you. Emma slowly turned. The basement wall was covered with photographs. Hundreds of them. Every single one missing. every single one, had investigated the Blackwood House. Then, Emma noticed something terrifying. One empty picture frame. At the very end, a name was already engraved beneath it. Emma Carter.
Her blood ran cold. How do you know my name? The man took another step. Because I've been waiting for you. Suddenly, Emma's phone rang, a loud, sharp 911 ringtone. She answered, "Hello?" Only static. Then, a familiar voice, her own voice, crying, screaming, "Emma, don't go downstairs." The call ended. Emma looked up. The man was gone, vanished. Then the basement lights turned on by themselves for just 3 seconds, long enough for Emma to see she wasn't alone. At least 20 shadowy figures were standing around her, watching, smiling. Then darkness returned, and every one of them began walking toward her.
The shadows moved, slowly, silently. One by one, they surrounded Emma. She couldn't breathe. Her legs refused to move. Every shadow had the same empty eyes, the same frozen smile, as if they weren't alive, yet somehow they weren't dead either. Then, the old cassette player turned on by itself. Click. A recording began. Not static this time. A man's voice. Old, tired, broken. "My name is Daniel Brooks. If anyone finds this recording, burn this house. Don't answer the phone, because once you answer, he knows your name." The tape stopped. Silence. Then, the man in the black coat appeared again. This time, only a few feet away. He smiled. Every voice you heard, every missing person, every operator, they all made the same mistake. Emma whispered, "What mistake?" The man raised one finger, pointing at her phone. It began ringing again. Unknown caller. Emma didn't touch it. The ringing continued again and again until suddenly the screen changed. Instead of a phone number, only 4 words appeared. "Answer, or they die." Emma's hands shook. Who were they? Her family? Her co-workers? Or someone else entirely? She had only seconds to decide. Finally, she answered. "Hello?" A frightened little girl's voice whispered, "Please, don't let him find me." Emma's heart stopped. It wasn't the boy from before. It was someone new, another victim, another call. Then the man laughed, a slow, empty, terrifying laugh. "Now you understand. The calls never end. They only choose a new listener." Suddenly, every shadow in the basement vanished. The room became silent. The front door upstairs creaked open. Emma ran up the stairs, out the front door, into the cold night. She never looked back. 3 months later, Emma resigned from 911 dispatch. She never spoke publicly about Blackwood House. The building was demolished. Every cassette tape disappeared. The official report said no evidence was found.
But every year, on October 17th, at exactly 2:13 a.m., a single emergency call reaches dispatch. No phone number, no location, only one terrified whisper. "He's inside my house." And every operator who answers hears the same thing next. A calm male voice saying, "Welcome to the Mystery Vault." Some stories end. Others wait for someone new to hear them. So if your phone ever rings late at night from a number that doesn't exist, think carefully before you answer, because the next voice might be calling you. Subscribe to the Mystery Vault, where every story hides a secret.